I am Jermaine Gadsden, a natural IFBB pro, and in today's video, I break these down so you don't make these same mistakes. Mistake number one is not playing the long game. I'm sure you've heard the quote before that bodybuilding is a marathon and not a sprint, and that is 100% true. I started lifting at 13 years old. I played football, track, and wrestling all 4 years of high school. So from the ages of 13 to when I first competed, 21, I was training. So I had 8 years underneath my belt before I even thought about stepping on stage. You need to commit to a game plan, whether that's 1 year, 2 years, or even 3, 4, 5 years. If you want that density, if you want that full muscle look, if you want symmetry, if you want stage presence, it's going to take time. A lot of people underestimate how long it actually takes to put on muscle, to build density, and to be a weapon and to dominate. This game takes time, family. It takes time to get to where you want to be. If you look at the top men's physique guys, they're all mid-30s. They're at least 30 years old. They've been training for 15 years and they've been dominating this entire time because they understand that this is a long game. Unless you're some genetic anomaly, just the best genetics in the world, you're not going to step on stage and just dominate if you've only been training for 6 months. It doesn't work like that. Mistake number two is underestimating your conditioning. I see far too many times guys either one, getting too shredded, or stepping on stage super flat, or two, looks like they need to lose another 5 pounds of fat before stepping on stage. At a pro level, you need to be conditioned. If you are not conditioned, if you're not in that 5% body fat range, you will get humbled and you will get embarrassed very fast. It's very simple. If you want to win, your conditioning has to be elite. No excuses, no way around it. And mistake number three is not mastering your posing. If you go to a pro show, at the pro level, everyone's in shape. Everyone looks on point. Everyone is performing at their best. And what's the one thing that separates first from second, second from third? What's the one thing that can do this? Posing. You have to perform. You have to look good. You have to present yourself. Posing, confidence, angles, symmetry, all of that stuff goes hand in hand. And that doesn't come from trying to patch a routine together the night before. That comes from posing sessions. That comes from you giving your 100% effort to every aspect of bodybuilding, the training, nutrition, cardio, and posing. Mistake number four is not understanding the basics. If you don't understand the basics of how your body responds, your body works, how much recovery you need, how are you going to step on stage and dominate? How are you going to step on stage and win a pro show, let alone a regional show, if you don't understand the basics of your body? That random workout split, that random meal plan, that random, or those random macros, like those don't mean anything for you because those don't apply to you. If you're 150 pounds, why are you eating 350 grams of protein? That makes no sense. That's absolutely mind-blowing. Think of the basics as the fundamentals of bodybuilding. Well, how does your body respond to cardio? How does your body respond to training? How does your body respond to nutrition, hydration, all of it? Understand the basics, understand the fundamentals, and you dominate bodybuilding. It's that simple. And that brings me on to mistake number five, thinking that the pro card is it. Once I get the pro card, that's the finish line. I thought the same thing. And I competed and I got humbled very fast because the pro level, to be competitive at a pro level, like I mentioned earlier, these guys are 30 years old. So for a 21-year-old to come in here, a natural athlete, to come in here and to dominate, it just won't happen. Once I got my pro card, I went from the top of the amateurs to the bottom of the professional. Think about it as a graduating class. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. And once you leave high school, you're now into college. So you're now at the bottom once again. And that's how you have to think of yourself being a natural professional athlete. And there you have it. My 5 biggest mistakes natural bodybuilders make and how to avoid them. And as a bonus, I want to go back to mistake number 4, not understanding the basics, not understanding the fundamentals. So if you don't understand how your body is affected by hydration, by sodium, by carbohydrates, how are you going to peak yourself properly? How are you going to step on stage and dominate looking absolutely peeled, looking full and dry? It just can't happen if you don't understand the basics and the fundamentals. The most common mistakes I see is when guys cut water too early, they cut sodium too early, or they're guessing. They don't have any data. They haven't taken the time to properly learn how these things affects their body and affects their look. No 2 peak weeks are going to look the same. Even for the same person, my peak week in 2020 looks completely different than my peak week in 2025. The manipulation strategies, hydration, sodium, carbohydrates, they look similar, but it's not the exact same. The degree of the things you're manipulating play a bigger role than the actual manipulation itself. So for an example, Chris Bumstead's peak week looks different than mine. The strategies, the manipulation of the sodium, carbohydrates, and hydration remain the same, but the degree, how heavy or how light they go on food is the determining factor. And peaking yourself properly is a very intricate and delicate process. I see guys make these mistakes all the time, and that's exactly where I step in. I've created a full 7-day peak week blueprint, absolutely free for my guys. It's the exact step-by-step formula, the exact step-by-step strategy I've used to turn 6 guys pro, to snag over 64 class wins, and to bag over 11 overall wins. This is years of learning, of understanding, of implementation, of application, of trial and error, compacted into one document. So there you have it, my 5 biggest mistakes natural bodybuilders make. As a bonus, how to peak yourself properly is now yours for absolutely free. DM me the word peak on Instagram and we will peak you like a pro.